You scare me.
But the cool thing about this one is that there's a mask underneath the mask.
You know, and nobody else can do what I do.
If you're gonna talk about me, I want all your attention.
This is Slipknot.
Pow.
Is it music?
It's all music, as long as you're feeling something.
Clown, will you think wearing a mask makes it easier for you to misbehave?
Oh no, turn the camera off and I'll take it off and we'll see.
And the reason that they started wearing the masks was because it allowed them, and it's allowed us, to let that animal off the chain.
It's a part of our life, it's a chapter.
It can be beautiful, it can be sick, and it can be disgusting.
They say when you talk about 21st century music, it's incomplete without Slipknot.
Limp Bizkit, somebody in Limp Bizkit had the audacity to say to one of our good friends,
I'm honestly really terrified of this.
A band whose lyrics inspired criminals. But for the fans, it's a culture they must follow.
In Holy Wars, you see the Slipknot members there. Doors open, gates open at Waterworks Park at 11.
From taking revenge on Sony Records,
Basically said, we are the future of music and we want you dead.
Ooh.
Sincerely, Slipknot.
to being awarded for the best metal performance.
Some things are never gonna change. Thank you.
Yeah, here's why right here. What's up?
thank you everyone, we fucking love you, thank you.
And firing its own band members like they never existed.
One element of the band that a lot of people might not realize is that like everybody in the band is incredibly funny. Like we do like to joke around a lot, and so we joke around a lot with like music, like somebody will pull out like some really cheesy 80s riff and we'll start playing some,
hell
like,
yeah. Play Back in Black.
We'll play some like Jimmy Buffett or something like that.
Love that, dude.
But probably what might be even more surprising is like the stuff that we're listening to in our dressing room right before we play.
Yeah. Celine
We'll
Dion.
go out there and we do our thing, and we take it really seriously, and it is serious music. But 2 minutes prior to that, we were having like a dance party to the Electric Six in our.
Oh my god! I'm picturing you guys all fully masked up in the dressing room, ready to go, just like hitting Future or something like that. Whitney Houston, something.
This is the story of Slipknot, whose lead vocalist attempted before realizing his true potential.
Your fans are fat ugly kids too? Is that what you're trying to say to me, Mana?
Step up, pussy! Step up, pussy! Step up, bitch!
In one of their concerts in 1999, Slipknot was connecting with the fans of Cleveland, Ohio. Everything was going perfect. Until a few people from the crowd started throwing batteries on one of the band members. You can see how one of the guitarists started noticing something odd from the crowd. Even responding by throwing the same thing back. At first, Slipknot could not understand what was going on, but Fearless Clown instantly realized the actual issue.
Let's fucking place down! Who the fuck is with me?
The few people from the audience were hardcore fans of Mushroomhead, a band that was formed just 2 years before Slipknot and originated in Cleveland, Ohio, the same region where Slipknot was also originated. Now, just because of the similarity of wearing masks, origin, and being formed in the first place, Mushroomhead fans believe that Slipknot copied them from every angle.
Slipknot versus Mushroomhead. Who copied who?
However, with Slipknot selling 30 million records worldwide, which is 15 times more than Mushroomhead, the answer speaks for itself. The energy, their way to control the crowd, and being fearless in every moment of their lives. This is something that only Slipknot was able to create. This was their uniqueness. This was their identity that no other band could afford to copy. And to reach this stage, the journey was not easy. Somewhere at Des Moines, Iowa, the lead vocalist of Slipknot was about to commit. He was a teenager at that time and was suffering from extreme depression and anxiety. From being sexually abused at the age of 10 to traveling around 25 states in search of a job, and living at his grandmother's place. Being at the lowest moment of his life, Corey Taylor went straight to the bathroom, swallowed a lot of pills, and passed out. He was already addicted to drugs and overdosed on twice.
This is when I was living in Waterloo, Iowa. I was at a party, blacked out. We were all just kind of doing, just whatever was there. I think my heart stopped, something happened, and my friends threw me away.
Like they thought you were dead?
I think that's what happened.
But little did he know that one day his voice will be responsible for the enormous success of Slipknot. Unfortunately, no one was there to stop him from taking those pills and make him believe how great his future was going to be. Corey Taylor had to figure this out himself. The next thing he remembered was waking up in the hospital and being brought back home by his grandmother. He lays down on the couch, opens the television, and witnesses American band Faith No More perform at the MTV Video Music Awards 1990. It was right at that moment Corey was struck with the biggest breakthrough of his life. Seeing Mike Patton perform carelessly on the stage was something Corey always imagined.
What is it? It's it! What is it?
He wanted to dress like him, perform like him, and was inspired to do anything to become a lead singer. Fortunately, the doors of opportunity towards the big four metal bands of the 2000s finally opened. 1980s was a period when heavy metal bands were on the verge of building a unique identity of music. Now, many question if it's music or not.
Is it music?
I think it is, definitely.
But the rise of Metallica, Anthrax, were already proving to create a different dimension for the metal audience. And Slipknot was also on the verge of discovering its real identity, something that was going to transform how we experience true music. Inspired by American hard rock band Kiss, Joey Jordison, one of the first members of Slipknot and voted the best drummer for more than 2 decades, he said, "I saw Kiss on the Dick Clark show in like 1980 or something, and Kiss Alive was the first record of theirs I had. This was back when you bought cassettes or records, and I still have my original cassette copy of it. And I tell you what, it blew my mind." However, inspiration is not always enough to create a successful band. Sometimes you have to risk everything to make things work. While working late night at a Sinclair gas station, Joey, clown Sean Crahan, and bassist Paul Gray used to plan about bringing Slipknot to life. There was no one to sign a recording contract with them. So to make things work, they invested $40,000 from their pocket to launch their independent debut album in 1996. Mate, Feed, Kill, Repeat. Now, the album was limited to 1,000 copies, and the band struggled to sell them all for an entire year. But what they failed to realize was that a few decades later, the same album will be so demanding that people are now ready to pay $3,000 to get a closer look of the same. But as the debut album failed to catch the attention of the record labels, Slipknot wanted to do something different. Although they had Mick Thompson, one of the best heavy metal guitarists on the band, and clowns' onstage antics to grab everyone's attention, yet they desperately needed a lead vocalist. Someone who not only has melodic vocals, but also is capable of switching it into the hard rock world. And when they witnessed Corey Taylor perform on stage, they knew then and there that he was the one. 2 years after launching their independent debut album, Joey, Sean, and Mick approached Corey Taylor to join Slipknot. At first, Corey was hesitant to join Slipknot because he was already working day and night to push his band called Stone Sour. However, when Sean told Corey to join in one of their practices, everything changed. After recovering from a suicidal attempt, Corey was already going through a hard period, so he could not take any more risks to ruin his career, and was also recording a demo album for Stone Sour. But on that day when he attended one of their recording sessions, Corey was hit with a breakthrough moment. Seeing Clown and others in action, Corey was already imagining himself as the lead vocalist of Slipknot. He could instantly visualize how massive they were going to become.
When you first got sober, were you worried that you were going to lose your creativity?
Oh, no. Actually, it was the reverse, because I never thought I was creative when I was loaded. All the stuff that I wrote when I was either high or drunk, I didn't like. And that kind of started to kind of put it in my head. It's like, well, maybe then my performance isn't that great when I'm loaded, because I was going on stage really, really bombed out. Once I kind of got through that haze of whiskey, my writing got better, my singing got better, everything got better. A couple stumbles here and there, but it's been almost 14 years now. So.
Although Corey joining the band came at the cost of two big sacrifices. One, he had to abandon Stone Sour in the middle of recording the demo album. And two, he replaced Anders Kolsefny by forcing him to become a backing vocalist, which later resulted in Anders announcing on stage that he was leaving the band. Now, a member leaving the band on stage could have resulted in a huge setback for Slipknot. That too at a time when they were struggling to land a contract with the record company. Fortunately, with Corey on their side, Slipknot finally began to grab wider attention. The energy, the ability to connect with the audience, Corey was like a blessing that Slipknot was waiting for years.
If you're 555, then out!
Moreover, soon after Corey joined the band, producer Ross Robinson, the same man who discovered Limp Bizkit and the Blood Brothers, offered to produce their debut album.
Because we're gonna have the molten like fucking hitting everything.
Yeah, absolutely.
Let this be more like open.
Okay.
The offer was worth considering, but Sean Crahan and Corey had something bigger in mind. Their target was Sony Records, and one day at an Edom festival in Las Vegas, they had the opportunity to express their talent. But they failed to realize how Sony would respond to their music.
We did a showcase in Vegas. I remember it was the Edom Festival, the first and only Edom Festival, and it was done at GameWorks down on the Strip.
It was around 1997 when Slipknot was performing in Las Vegas, and right in front of them was a representative from Sony Records, just waiting to take their music to the next level. However, the moment he saw Slipknot perform, he was completely shocked.
Head of A&R from Sony shows up and is watching us like this.
The situation became more disturbing when Sony Records intentionally warned other record labels to never sign Slipknot, thinking that Sony could protect the future of music from Slipknot.
Goes back to Sony Records, and this is a true story. There was a memo that went out basically saying, do not sign this band. He said, if this is the future of music, I don't want to be alive.
However, Sony Records did not know the level of mistake they were committing that day. Because when Slipknot certified platinum, Corey was waiting to give Sony a perfect reply.
When we went platinum, we sent him a bouquet of dead flowers, dead roses. Basically said, we are the future of music and we want you dead. Ooh. Sincerely, Slipknot.
And to complete their revenge, Sean Crahan knew exactly what to do. Around the late 1990s, Slipknot was also performing local shows, and Clown had a unique habit of connecting with the crowd.
If there was a heavy metal song about me, what would it be called?
Jackass.
What's that? jackass.
There were many times when Clown would jump off the stage, wrestle with fans, and even wrap a microphone cord around them and drag them on the floor. Now, for someone like Sony, this could have been strange or unacceptable, but for heavy metal fans who knew exactly what death metal means, this was a part of their life. Just like one of the biggest mosh pits that we see today. And for Clown, it was one of his biggest tricks to grab viewers' attention.
You're looking good, man.
I'm gonna destroy you.
But somewhere along the journey, he felt alone. What if there was another clown like him, who knew exactly how to set momentum in the mind of audiences? Slipknot was already full with 8 members, and there was no room for another member in the band. Surprisingly, while the Clown was wrestling with the fans in one of their shows, they found the one who deserved to become the 9th member of the band. Sid Wilson is filled with an insane amount of energy, an energy that's equal to the rest of the band members combined. He will fight anyone, jump with no fear, and when it comes to entertainment, he knows how to capture viewers' minds. He was the one that Sean Crahan was craving for the band. They met in one of Slipknot's shows, where they were playing Tattered and Torn. Suddenly, Clown gets off the stage and started wrestling with the fans. But what he failed to realize was that among those fans, Sid Wilson was also waiting for the Clown. Sid pulled Clown's head and headbutted him 6 times. Sid was so full of energy that he was ready to knock Clown down, just so he could remember to never mess with a fan like him again. However, when Clown got back to stage, he did the opposite. Sean went straight to Joey Jordison and said, "I don't care what anybody says. That dude is in the band." That's when Sid became the 9th member of Slipknot.
Hey Sid, how's it going? Interesting.
So with the band in its complete form, it finally got the attention of Roadrunner Records, a New York-based company that decided to sign not 1, but 7-album deal with the band for $500,000.
Mick, number 7, guitar.
The same record company that helped Nickelback establish their reputation. And for Slipknot, it was a perfect opportunity to prove Sony Records what kind of mistake they've committed. With the money in their pocket and talent in their blood, Slipknot released their first debut studio album in 1999. Selling 500,000 copies in the first few months, Slipknot was certified platinum in less than 12 months of its launch. And their single Wait and Bleed was ranked 36th greatest metal song of all time by VH1. By this time, you can also see a massive difference in their appearance. From wearing simple masks to transforming their presence with haunting figures. At the beginning of 2000, each member of the band looked different, but was working in sync with each other. Corey's only objective was to get his voice through to the people.
If I can get my voice through to 10 people out of 100, then hopefully I can turn things around.
But he did not realize that he could be part of one of the 16th greatest heavy metal bands of all time.
Diagnosed with some terminal disease so I can blast my head off on stage.
1 year, 2 years, world domination, 5 years. You know, we could be playing Vegas. We don't.
Now, critics have questioned the style of Slipknot's performances. Because apart from their fans, if people from other music genres see fire on stage, then they would have called the police on the show. But for Slipknot, it was a part of their culture, without which the fans felt incomplete. You can also identify this culture by looking at this chaos among the fans. This happened at Slipknot's 2024 concert in London, where anyone could have been severely injured, yet they loved every moment of the show.
scare me.
Another important factor that helped them stand out is the fearless nature of the clown and the rest of the band members.
Clown, will you think wearing a mask makes it easier for you to misbehave?
I don't know. Turn the camera off and I'll take it off and we'll see.
The mask was not just a mask. They actually adapted with the character behind it.
I eat my own waste.
They accepted how wearing masks was allowing them to completely align with the music. And they knew how to create that fear or tension in the mind of their followers. Something that drove more fans toward them. Sean Clown Crahan also created an Android and iOS app called Slipknot Wear the Mask. The app allows fans to customize their own masks. The app reads, "Welcome to what we are. Welcome to what you are and what we together have always been. Slipknot is not a band. We are a culture, and you are our blood. We play for blood. Enjoy your new face. It has always been there with you. Strap it on and let's infect the entire world together as one."
That Slipknot fans are nothing but a bunch of fat, ugly kids.
With the rise in their reputation, Slipknot was bound to face competition. But when Limp Bizkit frontman Fred Durst commented on Slipknot fans as fat, ugly kids, things went too far. Fortunately for Slipknot, it was an inspiration to give a befitting reply to Fred.
What you're basically saying is that your fans are fat, ugly kids too? Is that what you're trying to say to me, Mana? Huh? Is that what you want to say? You want to talk shit on the people that you care about, man? We will come here and we will kill you!
Around 2 years after this incident, Slipknot released their second album called Iowa. Now, during this time, many speculated about conflicting relationships between band members. But when the album was certified platinum in the United Kingdom, the United States, and Canada, Limp Bizkit had nothing to say.
And we wouldn't be able to beat ourselves up and puke on each other. So, you've been warned. Kiss my ass. Thank you very much.
The album also had a specific track called the Heretic Anthem, which was intentionally targeted on all record label companies. Specifically for those who showed no interest in signing a contract with the band, who had immense talent and had the ability to create a unique era of music, yet failed to recognize them with their inexperience. You can also understand through this specific part of the lyrics that said, "I bleed for this and I bleed for you. Still you look in my face like I'm somebody new. Toy, nobody wants anything I've got, which is fine, because you're made of everything I'm not." Of course, lyrics are the source to express your vision, how you mold music to align with those words. But sometimes lyrics could infect the minds of listeners in a way that could also convince them to commit a serious crime. And this time it was the lyrics of Slipknot's song Disasterpiece, which was responsible for the murder of a 22-year-old man in California.
This song is called Disasterpiece. Here we go.
The incident happened around 2 years after launching Disasterpiece song from their second album. This specific line from the song, "I want to slit your throat and fuck the wound," turned out to be an inspiration for 20-year-old Jason and his friend Amber Rose. And their only motive behind this incident was to see how it felt like to see a dead body. The breaking news from the Disasterpiece lyrics was enough to push Slipknot down, but when they were destined to receive their first Grammy Award, even the god of music was hesitant to stop their journey. A year after the Disasterpiece incident, Slipknot launched their third album, and their song Before I Forget was awarded the Best Metal Performance. Now, in front of people, receiving that award may have looked normal, but only they knew the struggle they were going through backstage.
You gotta get that fucking camera down. Fuck off! Fuck you! So fucking pissed at you! Fuck you, you little fucking...
Sid and I, who was one of my best friends, is my brother, I almost killed him one night when we were recording Disasterpieces at I want to say it was London Arena, but I might be wrong.
Founder of the band Paul Gray even said, "It was the rebirth of Slipknot. It was like us coming back together, pushing out the vibe that had gotten in there, and kind of started pulling people away. But we figured out that, we do have to get space, We do need to let people be sometimes."
Turn that gas tank full! Those fucking tires on yet! It's fucking on! Try it! We're doing fuck!
However, around 2 years after publishing this album, the band was hit with another controversy. At a Bonner Springs cemetery in Kansas, United States, a graveyard of a man named Justin Manning was found robbed. Now, robbing someone's ashes was something that police were feeling hard to accept. But what was more surprising was that right beside the graveyard, the police found a note that contained the lyrics of Slipknot's song Surfacing. The situation became more disturbing when a few years later from this incident, Paul Gray was found dead in his hotel room.
Confirmed that the bassist for the band Slipknot has died.
He was found dead in an Urbandale motel room.
While performing on stage with the band, there was no way anyone could have predicted his deteriorating health. When the cause of death turned out to be accidental overdose of morphine, no one was ready to accept the truth.
Police say the autopsy did confirm there was no evidence of foul play or trauma, and that Gray had been dead for several hours when a hotel worker found his body.
It was one of the few moments when all the members of the band were witnessed unmasked to pay tribute to Paul.
He was everything that was wonderful about this band.
3 years after Paul passed away, Slipknot was witnessed performing in front of 90,000 people. Everyone were excited to see their energy back on stage, and couldn't be happier to see the band together. But no one knew that the legendary drummer who's performing in the background will get fired from the band. The news came around 6 months after this performance, when Slipknot published on their official website that Joey Jordison has quit the band. Of course, this headline shocked millions of their fans because Joey was one of the founding members of Slipknot. Most importantly, after this news, Joey also posted on his Facebook account and confirmed, "I want to make it very clear that I did not quit Slipknot. This band has been my life for the last 18 years, and I would never abandon it or my fans." This news has shocked and blindsided me as much as it has all of you. Surprisingly, the same thing happened with drummer Jay Weinberg, who replaced Joey Jordison in 2013. But 10 years later was fired through Instagram post by Slipknot. Now, no one knows who's making all the decisions of Slipknot, but what matters the most is the process of removing a member of the band. Because when Jay Weinberg heard about this news, he felt heartbroken and blindsided by the band he worked for 10 years. And even after 10 years of leaving Slipknot, Jay recently revealed that he still remains confused with what happened that day.
Hold on, guys, we got something going on right there.
Well, if you look at Slipknot entirely, then despite the controversies, the band has come a long way, but never hesitated to help someone in need. Like this moment where Corey stopped the show to protect a fan.
Can we get EMTs in there? Everybody back up. Give some room. Make sure they can get in. Back up!
Moreover, Sean Crahan and Corey Taylor are also now helping their kids follow the same path. Fortunately, by monetizing their website and running multiple brands like their own whiskey, skateboard, and clothes, Slipknot has played it well. Lastly, after selling majority stake to California-based investment company Harbour, Slipknot still has a long way to go.